Yo, 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 what's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC. Let's try this again. Let's run it back. Welcome to another edition of LA Sports Live. As you guys come to the video, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, if you just found the brother, go ahead and subscribe. And while you at it, make sure you hit that notification bell so you be notified every day when we drop new videos here on YouTube. Tried to do the stream a few hours earlier, about 3 or 4 hours earlier. I had bad Wi-Fi or whatever, so I was like, "Hey, I got to come back later and do this live stream because I've been gone for a few days. I apologize. Sometimes you just got to chill out. Put in that QT quality time with the family, chill out. And summer's ending. Kids are going back to school next week, so had to do that, but we're back at it. We're back at it right now. Got some Laker news going on. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys heard it. I did do a quick live stream on LeBron's contract extension. Kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't think he was personally going to sign it for a good while, but looking back on it, um, it was probably for the best because we don't want any added distractions for this upcoming season. So it was probably good that he just went ahead and signed it and be done with it. So it won't have to be. So it didn't have to be the topic of discussion um, going forward for the remainder of the upcoming season because we're going to have a whole lot of different stories. We're going to have a whole bunch of rumors and stuff going on in the upcoming season. And honestly, we didn't really need the uh, the potential drama with his. What's up, Laker fan for life? Yeah, we didn't need that drama hanging over the Lakers on top of whatever else is going to be going on about whether he was going to sign or not. So it was good he just went ahead and knocked that out. Subsequently, after him signing that extension, all these little different stories came out about the Lakers are willing to trade, both draft picks. We got some breaking news. Okay, nothing Laker related. The Lakers willing to, you know, offer up both draft picks. Then we had a story about the Nets rejected the trade, and they said no, the Nets want tangible assets. They want, they still in will now win now mode. All these other little things that came out, and they said LeBron's on the same page with the Lakers. He's comfortable in what they're doing. He knows what route they're going in. All this, that, and the other. And and still after all of that, everything's still the same. Everything's still the same before he signed the extension. All the Laker fan for life. What you talking about? Brian signed that deal to return to LA because he know Lakers front office trash, so he got the bag. Well, I guess that's one way to look at it, bro. That's one way you could look at it. Say, what if he is thinking like that? You say after that, you say I do the same thing. You know, you could look at it that way. Because look at from LeBron James' standpoint, bro. Look, he's gonna be 38 in a couple months. He's a family man. He's not going to pick up and just move because some basketball stuff because that's just the way basketball stuff goes, man. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it don't go your way. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't win. That's just the way it goes. And I don't think at this point of his life, at this point in his career, he's just gonna pack up and move to another team because I just at this age and this I just didn't think it was very likely. So I don't. If anybody thought otherwise, then I would just say they're not really. Uh, Either they have some ulterior motives or agenda for feeling the way they feel, or they just not really paying attention because I didn't have any doubt that LeBron James would resign with the Lakers at some point. I didn't know exactly when, but I had no idea that LeBron would resign with the Lakers. And for all intents and purposes, I mean, we know the ramifications of his deal that he signed, but for all intents and purposes, he's probably going to retire LA Laker. That's just my opinion. Um, there's something about that. There's something about LeBron James signing that extension. I guess it's going to be worth anywhere between 94, 97, and up to $111 million. Um, that deal is going to be worth that extension. And just like I figured, Laker fans for life. Well, let's see what you're saying. No way we going into season with Westbrook as a point guard. Dude got more memes than highlights. Yeah, yeah. I think he'll be traded. I think he'll be traded. I feel comfortable in saying that, but I could say that with an 85% degree of certainty that I believe Russell Westbrook will be traded before training camp. I don't have a feeling 100% on any of this stuff because this stuff is changing, bro. It's changing day to day, week to week, hour to hour. But if you were to ask me about Russell Westbrook, 85%, I'm pretty certain that he'll be gone before the season starts. Now, back to the topic. Um, but just like I figured, LeBron signs his extension, pretty much seals the deal as far as him retiring as a Laker. And yet, some Laker fans, they always got to find some problem about what this man is doing and what the Lakers are doing. But it's more, instead of criticizing the Lakers, everybody always has something to say about LeBron James and what he's doing. It's irritating. Laker fan for life, but Lakers head might be there versus. We'll see. He might be there before. I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be done before training camp. That's the way to do it. Got to be done uh, uh, before training camp. Anyway, okay. Let me get to what I was saying. You know, you guys, and I don't even think it's real. It's a lot of real Laker fans. It's some Laker fans, but then you got haters masquerading as Laker fans. You got LeBron haters masquerading as Laker fans, hating on the man for no reason. You know, what do you? Let me ask you guys. So, if you are a Laker fan and you didn't like, and you don't like LeBron signing this extension, let me ask you something. If you're a Lakers fan and you didn't really like LeBron signing this extension, let me ask you a question. What in the hell did you think was going to happen? I repeat, if you're a Laker fan and you're not really feeling LeBron signing that extension, keeping him here at least another 2 seasons, what the hell did you think was going to happen? A lot of these dummies are out here. Oh, he's going to leave. He's going to go back to Cleveland. He could go to OKC. He could go to Memphis. None of those were legit scenarios for him. No, nobody, all that stuff. First of all, if he were to just get up and leave in free agency, that's one thing. But nobody ever came out and said a scenario where he could go to any of those teams and they could even afford for him to go there for number one, number two. And so if it was a trade situation, nobody ever came up with a reasonable trade scenario. If LeBron were to request a trade about where he would go and what he would do and for who, for what, and whatever, nobody said anything specific. They just gave their opinion. Oh, he's gonna leave. Ah, he's done with the Lakers. He's tired. He's sick of them. Man, you guys look dumb. You guys look dumb as hell now. He signed the extension. He's going to be a Laker. He's going to retire a Laker. He's going to break this scoring all-time scoring record. Probably at crypto, and definitely in a Laker uniform. And let me tell you something. That's the way the Lakers wanted it. Forget him. That's the way the Lakers wanted it. He didn't sign his damn self. They offered him the contract. So if you want to be mad at somebody for offering LeBron James all that money, be mad at the Lakers. Don't be mad at him. Shit. And let me tell you something. If you thought if you thought the Lakers were going to do anything other than sign LeBron to a max deal, an extension, and all that kind of stuff, if you thought they weren't going to do that, you don't know the Lakers, and you're not paying attention to what's going on. The Lakers got a history of doing that. The Lakers got a history of locking up their old all-star players. They want to keep them around as long as they can. They want to make sure they retire in a Laker jersey and a Laker uniform, and they want to send them out in style. This is what the Lakers do. You know, they did with a Kareem. Throughout my lifetime, they did it with Kareem. You remember they sent Kareem out on the big giant, the biggest damn rocking chair you can ever see, and they gave him a brand new Rolls Royce. And Magic was a different set of circumstances. But they said when Kobe retired, they sent him out properly. They had the whole farewell tour for Kobe. They do things right. And what some of you Laker fans gotta understand, LeBron James is the Bus family's cash cow right now. So there's no way. Let me tell you something. There's no way they're gonna let him go anywhere else unless he wants to, because LeBron sells tickets. He makes that team. He makes that money, that team, and that family a lot of money. And there's no way they're just gonna let him walk if they can help it. So again, if you want to be mad about somebody, be mad at the damn team. If you were one of those people like me, I hate to admit it. I hate to admit it, but if you were one of those people like me who was kind of hoping that he might, wait to next off season, see how things stand, and maybe take a little bit less money so they can bring some help in. You know what? That was the delusional Laker fan in me. Because if you look at LeBron's track record, he never takes less money. Never. He never takes less money. And the only one time that he did take a little bit less money was in Miami. And it wasn't like it was $5 million less or $10 million less. It was only a couple $1 million. He took less. Each of them, the big three took a pay cut, but it was all a little bit, just a few $1 million here or there. Wasn't no major money. So basically, LeBron has a track record of taking the max, and that's it. As he should, by the way, as he should. He deserves every penny he's making, and he damn near basically led the league in scoring last season. Now, all the different stuff, surrounding that and how it happened and how it looked and all that other kind of stuff. All right, whatever. But the bottom line is the performance was there. The man is still one of the better players in the game, and he deserves to be paid accordingly, in my estimation. Laker fan for life says a lot of Laker fans don't respect LeBron James. That's facts. That's facts. And Laker fans for life also says that's why most Laker fans and LeBron James fans don't get along. Yeah, I mean, but let me say this before I go back and finish what I was saying. Laker fan for life. I don't think it's a lot of Laker fans. It's a certain segment of Laker fans, and there's a certain segment of Kobe fans. That's what it is. And then, like I said before, you got Laker haters. Well, not Laker haters, but you got LeBron haters masquerading as Laker fans, running around talking shit, trying to stir up the pot. But anyway, back to what I was saying. LeBron deserves every penny that he's got, every penny that he's gonna get. There's not too many people that work harder in the game right now. There's not too many people, not many players that are absolute students of the game who know the games in and out like him. There's not too many people that's dedicated to the game like him. So he deserves, in my estimation, to be. And this ain't no LeBron love fest. Hey, the numbers speak for themselves. But I just think he deserves to be compensated, and I don't have any problem with him taking the max. Now, if he like to take a little bit less, great. But I cannot be mad with him taking the max. But apparently, there's a certain segment of Laker fans that got a problem with it. And you guys know I'm on these Laker forums, and sometimes I go back and forth uh, with some of these people. But I just couldn't. I just couldn't believe some of the stuff that I read. LeBron took the max. He just set the Lakers franchise back 10 years. He's so damn selfish. Another person said LeBron doesn't deserve that money. He's not a top player anymore. He's washed. He doesn't deserve that money. The Lakers should have traded him and got younger pieces, or the Lakers should trade him and get younger pieces. And I don't know if these people missed what happened last season. Like I said, the man, for all intents and purposes, he did lead the league in scoring. Just didn't have enough games and to qualify because of the injuries. But so I just don't see how you can say the extension wasn't warranted. And besides that, there is proven history, proven fact. Uh, to you guys, if you guys would have been paying attention, you would have known that that's what was going to happen. There was no doubt about it. That Jeannie Buss, so many people talk trash about her and question her business savvy, and he questioned how much she actually knows about the game. But Jeannie Buss has been working in her not in the exact capacity, but she's been working in professional sports longer than most of these niggas out here on TV or on the internet or Facebook or YouTube. She's been operating in the business aspect of professional sports longer than some of these clowns, than most of these clowns been alive. I don't know if people realize that, but that Jeannie Buss has been involved in professional sports since her early 20s. And so that means she's been involved in professional sports for over 40 years. That's longer than a lot of these cats been alive. So, excuse me, I think she does know a little something about these professional sports. Anyway, and I'm going to do another live stream all about Jeannie Buss and the Laker ownership and the management and how they perform this off season. Once the off season is over, I'm gonna do another live stream on that. But you know, so we could have we had some spirited back and forth about LeBron and did he deserve the extension or whatever. And then I made a big mistake. I made a big mistake. I said, "Hey, you guys do realize that Jeannie Buss did the same thing with another Laker great when he was at the end of the road, at the end of his career. She did the same thing not too long ago, less than 10 years ago. She did the same thing with another Laker great by the name of Kobe Bryant. Oh, man. Why the hell did I say that? Why the hell did I say that, boy? Kobe fans, some Laker fans, I don't know. They came after me, called me every name in the book, told me I didn't know what I was talking about. And I was like, well, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Because if you follow the Lakers like you say you do, you would clearly know that Jeannie Buss gave Kobe Bryant a 2-year max extension after the Achilles injury. I repeat, if you follow the Lakers and you know anything about the Lakers, you would know that Jeannie Buss gave Kobe Bryant a 2-year max extension after the Achilles injury, and when we all knew clearly that he was not the same player after the injury. Now, I clearly remember after that happened, um, back in those days, I wasn't on YouTube, and I definitely wasn't. Maybe I was on Facebook a little bit. I don't remember, but I remember there being I remember there being a fair amount of criticism of Jeannie Buss back in those days. I used to listen to a lot of sports talk radio, but a lot of people was pissed off at her. Like, hey, why are you giving an old aging hurt superstar past his prime all that money? The money could be better spent. We could bring in other people, this, that, and the other. You know, Kobe should not be paid all that money. Now, am I crazy or does anybody else remember that? I remember. I ain't crazy, so I know it happened. There was talk, and there was people upset about her paying Kobe Bryant all that money when he clearly was not the same player, and the Lakers were clearly not in contention. So, like I said, I don't know why I brought that up because all hell broke loose. I got to call every name in the book. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a real Laker fan. You can't compare Kobe Bryant to LeBron James. You can't compare one championship in 4 years to five championship in 20 years or whatever it is. I said, who the hell's comparing LeBron to Kobe? One thing has nothing to do with the other. Only thing I'm comparing is the woman gave the aging superstar, in this case, Kobe, basically had a career ending injury. Back in those days, Achilles, you came back, but 99.9% of the players, they came back, they weren't the same. And Kobe was clearly not the same player, clearly not a top 10 player in the league after the injury, and she still gave him the money. Why? Some people say, "Oh, that was appreciation contract, years of appreciation, and all this other kind of shit." Nah, and maybe it was a little bit, but it was also her giving him the max money to secure his ass, so he could sell tickets, for those last 2 years, and so that family and that organization get paid. It's a business decision. So I'm trying to figure out why the hell you getting mad at LeBron when the Lakers made the same type of business decision on a off. And I'm not disrespect. Yo, why you mad? Why you mad? Why weren't you mad at the Lakers and Jeannie? I mean, Jeannie Buss. She gave that money to LeBron. She gave that money to Kobe Bryant. But now you want to be mad when she gives the money to LeBron James. It's the exact same thing. It's just a different player, but it's the exact same scenario. The Lakers did it for one. They want to preserve LeBron James, have him break that record in a Lakers uniform. They want to sell tickets. Oh, and by the way, he's still performing at a top level. Come on now. I don't want to go crazy on you guys, but if you go back and look at Kobe's numbers after the injury, you go look at Kobe's numbers the last 2 seasons. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. You guys know what it is. I know what it is. There ain't no need to talk about it. But here you have a man, LeBron James, clearly performing. He's not in his prime, but he's still amongst the best in the game. And you guys continue want to hate on him for basically just signing a contract that the Lakers put in his face. He didn't ask for it. They offered to him. He signed it. And you guys still want to find some kind of way to hate on him. I don't understand it. I guess I never will. I just had to speak on it a little bit. Get that off my chest. Some of y'all real funny. Y'all real funny out there, man. Anyway, You guys tell me what you think about it in the comments below. If you watch this on the replay, shout out to everybody who came through and watched it on the live stream. But if you guys watching the playback, you tell me what's up. Am I crazy? But is there a double standard amongst Lakers fans? Come on now. They did the same thing with Kobe, the great Kobe, the Copester, the Black Mamba, who was clearly on the decline. Ownership did the exact same thing with LeBron James, and he gets heat for it. And he gets accused of all these things. And like I said, really, if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the ownership. Because LeBron cannot sign his damn self. Anyway, this is your boy, AC, LA Sports Live. I will wrap with y'all later. Somebody hit that outro for me. I'm out of here. Later.